Welcome back. So we continue to talk about Metasploit, and this will be probably the last session on Metasploit. So there are two things that I want to show you. First is if you go to Metasploit framework tools exploit folder, you will see a lot of scripts here which you can use in your outside your MSF console as well. And one of those, or rather two of those, are pattern create and pattern offset. So if I run pattern create minus minus help, basically it creates a cyclic pattern that you can use in your payload for finding out where the EIP is, the length of the EIP in a binary exploitation. You can give the length here and the sets that you want to use for generating the cyclic pattern. And once you have found what which 4 bytes have overwritten the EIP, you can use pattern offset to find the exact offset of the pattern in the payload, which will enable you to find where the EIP is in your payload. This is one of them, but the other one is much more interesting, and probably you have been waiting about waiting for it for a long time. This is the only tool that you can use in your OSCP exam from Metasploit, and this is called as msfvenom. msfvenom is a tool that comes with Metasploit framework and is used for generating payloads of all kinds. So if I just say msfvenom minus h, you can see I will decrease the size a little bit so that you can see the complete help. But you can see the help, all right, and you can see how many options it has. But this is nothing. If you start looking at the payloads that is supported by msfvenom, it will take a couple of seconds to list all the payloads, but you can see that it will list all the payloads that msfvenom supports, and it will also give you a description of what this payload does. I will show you a couple of examples, and just to make sure that we don't waste time, I have already created those commands and just kept it ready with me. I will quickly show you those commands and you can see how msfvenom works. But this is something that you would definitely want to know about if you want to generate payloads on your own. Okay. So first is, if you want to generate a exe, you can generate a exe by running this command. Okay. Let me clear the screen and then run this command. So here, as you can see, I am running msfvenom and my payload is Windows Metasploit reverse TCP. My localhost IP is this. My local port that I want to use is 4444. Format of the output is exe and the file name is reverse.exe. If we run this, we should get a reverse.exe here, which is a P32 executable, as we would expect, right? Then if you want to generate a payload for Linux, you can just say payload type as ELF, and similarly you will have to change the payload from Windows Metasploit reverse TCP to Linux Metasploit reverse TCP. It could be for 32-bit by giving x86, or it can be 64-bit by giving x64, and the file type will be ELF, and then you give the name of the file that you want to generate. The other good thing about all this is that it will also tell you the payload size that it has generated, 123 bytes, and the final size of the ELF file. Similarly, you can generate a APK file for your mobile, or a macro file for your Mac OS, right? And now comes the interesting part. Now you can also encode the payload with various encoders. So if we go back to the -l command, instead of payloads, we can say encoders. And these are the various payload encoders that are available. The best one that you can use is Sikataga 9, which is this one, which is the only one which is excellent. Also, there is a PowerShell base 64. But for this, you anyway don't need even msfvenom, right? If you have the PowerShell, you can base 64 it yourself. But other than base 64, the only one which is at excellent level is Sikataga 9. And if you want to use this encoder, all you need to do is give it in minus E, sorry. So I can give minus E x86 Sikataga 9, and then I have given minus I5, which means that it will be 5 iterations. You can also increase the iterations. You can give 10 iterations, 15 iterations, whatever you want. And basically it will encode it that many times. So as you can see, as it keeps encoding it, the file size keeps growing, and you finally get a 489 byte payload here. Then we can also generate raw file with this, which basically means that if I have a PHP payload that I have mentioned, it will give me a PHP code that I can use in my PHP reversal, right? So if I use this, then I can get a Metasploit with PHP in reversal, and I can just write this to a PHP file and upload it to my PHP server. Similarly, we can generate PSH command. This is PowerShell command. If we run this, you will see that this is okay. For some, because the length of the PowerShell command is greater than the command line maximum, it has not generated this. And but you get the idea, right? You can generate a lot of types of loads. So if we do msfvenom -f -h format, we can do a minus list. So if we do this, msfvenom minus format. Okay, minus list format. Sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. So we can say list formats, and these are the type of outputs that it generates. You can use any of those in -f, right? So you can see that it's a very versatile tool. Uh, you can also use this to use specific binary, already existing Windows binary or Linux binary, and inject your shellcode into that binary. For example, if I give this command here, then I am using Windows Metasploit reverse TCP, and I am generating a payload. I am rather generating a exe, and I am using notepad.exe for hiding my payload. For this, the notepad.exe should be present in my current working folder, but since it is not present, it will actually fail because it is not able to find the template. It will say that notepad.exe was not found, but if you have notepad.exe copied from your Windows system, you can use that to basically backdoor it, right? So it becomes a backdoor, and now anyone who runs this notepad.exe will give you a reverse shell. You can also use something called as minus smallest to generate a very small payload. So if we run this, we should be able to see that it is trying to generate a payload which is smallest possible payload, right? You can also generate binary files with this. You can also generate C code for this. This is generally useful if you are doing a the binary exploit development. What did I miss? Lost and float minus. Okay, probably I can give it as shell reserve reverse TCP. That should work. I can change this to shell reverse TCP. So it will generate a format which you can directly use in your C code. But this is the same format that you can use in your Python code as well. So if you are doing a binary exploitation and you are looking for a shell code, you can generate a shell code like this as well, which can be quite helpful. Similarly, you can generate it in Python format as well, which again is very good when you are doing a binary exploitation and you want a reverse shell to be added. All right, so you can use it here. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much it. Probably there are a lot of different type of payloads for which you can generate the payload, and there are various other things that you can do. For example, you can set the exec function and so on and so forth. But once you have generated this payload, you basically want to go into MSF console. Specifically, if you are using metasploit loads, right? If you are using cell type of load, then you don't need Metasploit. Also, you can use cache the cell with NC. But if you are using Metasploit load, then you will have to go into MSF console, say that use exploit multi handler. Once you use this, you can set the payload to whatever you had specified in your original msfvenom command, and then set the same LHost and L port that you have given in your msfvenom command, and then execute a run uh, so that you can catch the reverse shell when the remote system sends you the reverse shell. And with this, I think we have come to the end of Metasploit module. I hope you liked it. Thank you.